Hey guys, Morgan's Maintenance. Today's tool talk is going to be a tool haul video. So these are several tools that I recently picked up. Some on clearance, some deal of the day, some just because I wanted them, some suggestions by you guys as well, or I saw them in the tool loadout videos of Guess the Trade. And most of them in themselves don't really make a good video because there's just not a lot to say about them that I can finish saying just in a few sentences as far as in this video here. So I decided to hold back small tools like this and just kind of go over them. So this is more so just let you know the main features of a tool, and then also just to let you know I have them. And if you want more detail about it, you can ask questions below, or if it's enough detail that I need to make a whole video just dedicated to that tool, I can do that as well. But these are the tools that I picked up in the last little bit. Thought we'd go ahead and take a look at them, so let's go ahead and jump into these. So the first two tools that we're going to look at are Toughbuilt brand, and I picked these up at Lowe's on clearance, and that's really ultimately the only reason why I bought these is for the price that I got them at. I probably wouldn't have paid regular price for these because it's not a great need for me, but at the price point in which I got them, I decided to pick them up. And the first one is the Toughbuilt Pry Bar Utility Knife with Storage. Part number is TBH412IST. I believe I saw this either on the Timinators channel or maybe Tool Review Zone, maybe both, I don't know, but it's been quite some time ago. I picked this up. Normal price on this, if you can see here, is $15. I ended up getting it for $6.67, so I'll take it at that price. And it's basically a foldable knife, just like a fastback. You got the button there that you press. It's got pretty good action. It kind of slings pretty easy. Not a lot of bad things to say about that. And then again, the main thing that's the difference of it, that's what's in the name, is it has this pry bar here. Personally, I feel like it's pretty much only for opening paint cans and things like that. That's pretty much what they show it for here, because anytime you try to pull out, I put a little nail on this board here, you know, you're not going to be able to get any leverage. Of course, that's upside down. I thought I could get a little bit more on that, but you know, you're never going to be able to get any leverage to pull out something significant with that. So pretty much a paint can opener in my opinion. You could use it for something else in a pinch, but I very seriously doubt it's going to work to pull out nails or anything like that. So other features about it is it does have onboard blade storage, so you can hold a couple extra blades just pulling this up right here. And then the one nice thing that I felt about it was, because most Toughbuilt knives, and this is the reason why I don't buy them, is their utility blades are kind of their own special deal to have this notch in them. You have to have these for my Toughbuilt scraper that I have, and this one actually works with regular blades as well, so you don't have to use that special Toughbuilt blade, which I prefer because I'm not going to sit there and carry special blades all the time and then, oh, I can't use my knife now because I don't have that kind of blade. So I like the fact that this one will take any kind of blade, so I will probably actually take these out of this knife, the extra ones too, save them for my scraper, and then go ahead and load this one up with regular knives. So the one thing that I didn't really care for about it was the clip, and that may just be because it's new, but there's not a lot of gap between here and there, so you go to slide it on your pants, especially a pair of jeans pocket or something like that, it just doesn't hardly want to slide down on there very well. So again, that might get better over time, but let me know what you think about this, if you've got it, if you've been using it for a long period of time, if anybody's out there, you know, that's my everyday carry knife. Let us know that in the comments below. Let us know why you like it, because again, size wise, it's actually not that much bigger than the fastback. I fully expected it to be. Most Toughbuilt knives are huge, but it's not that much bigger. It's not going to become my everyday carry because I just can't live without this, I don't think. But this may go into my paint box or something like that. That way I've got a knife with me with a can opener. So for $6, I'll take it. Next up is their 16-foot tape measure. This is the Toughbuilt 16-foot Pro Blade tape measure. Has blade control down here on the bottom. There's a button you press in and out. I'll show you in a minute. Nylon coated magnetic hook. This one normal price is $21. I ended up getting this one for $13.50. So I decided to go ahead and pick it up because I like the black on all the Toughbuilt stuff. I love my tools to be, you know, black if possible, but you know, sometimes I don't like a certain tool. I'm not going to pick something just because of the color. I like to decide between the color and also that it functions well. But this one's got some pretty nice features. Now this is the clip that came on it. I put the Noster clip on it, and I know a lot of people think that that's huge, that sticks out, but man, you cannot beat clipping this on your pants pocket. It is not going to come out. I clip this on my Atlas vest or whatever it is. So my main tape measures, whenever I use them, as far as my main one I grab out of my truck, I keep some in my truck that don't have this, so that if I'm doing a job and this would get in my way, I swap over to something else, but usually this is the way that I like to go. So I was able to put the Noster on there. It seems like it fits pretty well. And then this one, of course, has decent blade on there. Let me get it flipped around so you're not looking at upside down numbers. This one also has all the 1/8 inch increments on there as well. So I always like it whenever they put the numbers on there. I don't have to have them, but it is a preferred thing for me. And then it is also double-sided as well, so you have even the measurements with the numbers on this back side. So pretty nice as far as the measurement of the tape itself. Let me grab another tape measure. Yeah, so it's a little bit over 1 inch, so I'd call it a 1-inch tape. And then it's got the blade control where, you know, it comes in like that, but it has this button that you press in, whereas, you know, a lot of these tape measures have this now. Like, this is the Irwin version where you pull it out and you keep your finger there. Milwaukee has them as well. I think most brands are kind of starting to add it where you can take your finger, press that in, and kind of stop it. The Toughbuilt basically has went a little bit further, and I kind of like this better than that, because sometimes that tape rubbing on your finger, it's got a chance of maybe cutting your finger or just, you know, getting hot or whatever it is. So this has the same thing. It's just, instead of you pressing your finger against the tape, you've got basically a button that you press, and you're able to kind of stop and start it to let it roll back in. So also has a magnetic tip that seems to be fairly decent as far as the holding power on it. So again, I'll be able to use this whenever I'm doing anything that's probably like conduit or metal framing. I'm actually doing a metal framing job the next couple days here coming up. So I ended up getting this again for $13.50, a 16-foot tape measure. That's my preferred length, magnetic tip, fits on the noster, and it's black. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try. But again, let us know in the comments below if you've been using Toughbuilt tape measures. What's your thoughts on those? So the next tool that I picked up is something that I kept seeing in all the Guess the Trade videos, and I decided to go ahead and pull the trigger on one. Now, it might be a different brand, but this is the one that's available in the US on Amazon. This one's the Duramark ChalkShot. It's going to run you about 14 bucks. I'm not sure how long it lasts because I've only had it for a little amount of time, but I think it was Rob Holland said in one of those Guess the Trade videos in the comments that you're supposed to get about 200 shots out of it, but it came packaged just like this, and I don't think it said anywhere on the packaging about how much more that you can get, but it says it marks through fittings up to 2 inches deep. But I'm going to show you something here in a minute that to me it's even wider than that a little bit. It doesn't give you as clear a mark, but you can go even wider. But so if you're taking a box or something like that, it stays in this position, this little lip right here, so it won't go off in your bag or anything like that. If you turn that, line it up with that line, now whenever you press in, it will shoot out chalk. Let me just do it here like this. Maybe you'll be able to see it. Might have been able to see a little bit there. So drywall here, metal box. Let's say I want to mark it. Of course, you could get this with a pencil, but it might be faster and a little bit self-centering anyways. If I take this and mark this on the hole right there, press that, it leaves me a mark exactly where that is. So you could go around easily and just sit there and tap instead of having to keep up with, is my pencil sharp and all those kind of things. You could do that. Here is a 1-inch wide board, so this isn't a 2x4, it's 1 inch thick right here. So I'm going to take this, press this into that hole right there, and you can see if I take this off, I can also see that mark as well right there. Now I don't know how wide this was, but I did this a minute ago and it worked, so we'll see. 4 inches right here, so it only said 2 is what it claimed. So if I take this, I'm going to put it on here. It's going to be hard for me to hold all this, so I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to edit this or anything. So, and I take and press that in there. You can see I had some sawdust blowout with it as well. But I actually can see a little bit of a mark right there. And that's 4 inches. So I'll do it one more time because I had quite a bit of sawdust, it felt like, in there. So I'm going to do it also down here farther away from those existing ones. Yeah. 4 inches through some wood without the sawdust. And you can see that there. I mean, that is pretty amazing. You're not going to find a pencil, probably of any kind, that you can stick all the way through something that's 4 inches and mark a hole. So I think it's going to be extremely useful for certain things. Again, you don't have to have it for most things, but there's times where that's going to come up and be extremely handy. And then again, it's just kind of like a chalk, so you can take and wipe it right off a wall. As far as if you're doing something on an interior finish or something like that, if you make a wrong mark or whatever, you're not stuck with, oh no, I've used a Sharpie and now it's in the wrong spot and I've got to move over here. Now that's going to be showing. So I think it's a pretty good tool. I appreciate everybody's comments. Several people after I commented said, let me know what you think about it. in that video, I got several suggestions saying, yeah, it's a really good tool and they live with it in their bags all the time. So you might want to think about picking one up. It's, again, the Duramark ChalkShot. And again, I'll put links to these, as many as I can, in the description. The prices for things might not be the same, you know, because some of them I got on clearance, but I'll put them in the description below. But let me know if you've been using this, what you think about it as well, if you haven't already. So the next tool is from Racketeers, and it is basically a magnetic stud finder. I've had several of their tools. They pretty much make tools specifically for electricians, but this could be used by anybody. This is a StudBall magnetic stud finder. Now that's nothing new. Y'all probably either have the Stud Buddy. I've had this one in my bag for quite some time. It's the Stud Magnet, and it's basically just a magnet. You rub it around the drywall, it will eventually find a drywall screw, and typically if somebody screwed something into something, you know, you can screw something there as well. So to me, this is the most accurate type of stud finder that you can have, because sometimes the electronic ones, sometimes they fail, or you get a reading on something that's, you know, not really what you're expecting, or it shows you that there's something there and there's not. Versus if there's a screw attached to something, you know, typically you can attach to it as well. So this one basically is a little bit different. I mean, it's the same principle. It works the same exact way, but I bought it for a couple of reasons. So this one's going to run you $21. And before I forget, you know, the picture on the listing shows that it's red. This shows that it's red, but it did say in the item description that you basically will get whatever color they send you. You don't get to pick a color, so that kind of stinks in my opinion, but it is what it is. I knew it whenever I ordered it, so I wasn't mad that I got a green one, but they have a blue, red, green, and a yellow. That's the options that you might end up getting, but you don't get a say in it. Maybe if you order it through their website you do, I don't know, but on Amazon you don't. But it has rare earth magnets with 27 pounds of pull force. It says detects metal through 1/2 inch or 5/8 drywall, ceramic tile, or 3/4 plywood. Detects screws or nails in wood framed walls. So it does do that. This is 3/4 plywood on my workbench, and I'm actually finding a screw underneath here where I've got some framing underneath of it. So it's actually working on that. I was actually pretty surprised about that. But again, it's going to stick to anything metal. That was loud. But you can also rub it on this surface here, and it's less likely to maybe leave a mark on a wall or something like that if that finished space matters. And to me, it's kind of got the same kind of pull force. This is my mag pull for, you know, fishing a wire down a wall or something. Sometimes you would use something like this. To me, it's got the same kind of magnet pull. This is probably a little bit heavier than that, but it's not much different. So that's the kind of force. So if you're somebody that's got one of these, to give you an idea on how much force it has, that's what it's got. Hopefully that doesn't sling out and hit me in the face. But yeah, to me, it's just a little bit more compact. Of course, do you have to have something like this? No, you can just buy yourself a magnet and do the same exact thing. But I wanted this little loop on here for two reasons. One, I think it's going to be able to snap onto my bag or something a little bit easier, because I see myself not only using this for a stud finder, but, you know, it's a magnetic pickup tool in my opinion as well, because I can't really do much else with this. I guess I could run a string through there, but then the way the magnet is on this, it's only on this side. I'm not going to be able to pick up anything on this side. Versus this right here, I could take something that I might have on me, like some pull string or something, make myself a knot around that, and then drop that back behind a washing machine or whatever, and basically I got a magnetic ball there. So that's why I think this one's going to be more useful. And then this one takes up a little less room, and again, you can see it here. I'm using it on a drywall wall. Didn't have a problem finding the stud there in that situation. And then I also had a wall with some shiplap on it, and you can still see the nails in it because I hadn't got those puttied up yet. And you can see that I'm not on a nail. I'm actually on a screw that's on the framing behind the nail, back and behind there. So it's going through that shiplap as well. So powerful magnet. I think it's going to be pretty useful. I really like it. So that's 21 bucks. Again, Racketeer StudBall. If it doesn't matter to you what color you get, again, making sure you know that ahead of time. I would have rather had red, but it wasn't a big deal either way. I can live with green. So the next two tools I picked up are Klein tools. These are both tools that I've been looking at, but I probably wouldn't have bought this one. I got a good deal on this one. This one was one I bought specifically. I'm going to end up putting this in my MB5 probably, or maybe the SBLD. I haven't really decided yet, but it's definitely going to go in one of my two bags. And I bought this one. This one's the part number is 32327. Going to run you right around 20 bucks. It's the 27-in-1 precision screwdriver. I mentioned I purchased this in the last Guess the Trade video, and many of you commented saying how much you liked it, so I did go ahead and open it. I'm going to plan on keeping it. But there's all the sizes as well if you want to go ahead and pause and zoom in on that deal if you want to. As far as it's got that spin cap bit storage, cushion grip handle. So basically you have, and again, I haven't used this because it's going to be going in my new setup whenever I get my second bag, but you have all these double-sided precision bits. They just slide right in there, and then it also has some bit storage here with all those bits. They're all double-sided bits fitting that handle. And again, I'm sure that this is probably going to be an issue over time. If you use this a lot, bits are going to end up falling out. You're going to lose some, but I think it's nice to have a bigger screwdriver for precision bits. This isn't an option that I've really had before. I usually carry the 4-in-1s, things like that, which are typically going to run you about the size of these little, Klein screwdrivers. And you can see the size difference of the handle. So to get a precision bit with that size handle, I think that that's going to be super nice. And not only that, but it also shows that it is a magnetic bit, because Milwaukee actually just came out with a new one of these. I was going to go ahead and order that one because it was new and just to try it out and see. But I couldn't find anywhere where the Milwaukee one said that it was magnetic. So that's why I went ahead and went with Klein. And personally, I just like the color scheme of Klein better. I'd rather have all black right here. So it is magnetic in a way of, here's a screw that it will pick up a screw. Again, I don't know that it's going to be magnetic like crazy to hold on to something for a significant amount of time. If you bump something, it's probably going to come off. But it's just that little bit of magnetism is always, again, like I always say, better than none. So I'd rather have this one that has magnetism than have one that doesn't. So that's why I went ahead and got this one. But that's the Klein 27-in-1 precision screwdriver. And then the next Klein tool is also a precision screwdriver set. And I didn't find this one until after I bought this one. But I would have went ahead and bought this one anyways, because again, I bought this one for that bigger handle. That's the whole reason why I wanted that one. And this one is also a all-in-one precision screwdriver set, reversible barrel, 39 precision bits, including bits for Apple products, it says. But I want to say I remember something about on Last Best Tool, he had a problem with one of those bits, but I don't remember what it was. So these are the bits that are in it. I'll go ahead and put this up there as well. So again, you can pause that so I don't spend a bunch of time going through those things. So you can check that out. Hopefully that's clear enough for you to be able to zoom in on that. And then again, it comes in a case like this. The case just opens up with the sliding of that. And then you get all these bits right here. Now these aren't double bits. These are just single-sided bits. You can take these and put them in the 27-in-1. Now they won't store in the bit storage. They're a little bit too long for those. They're a little bit longer than the ones that are inside of there, so you can't use that, because in my mind I was thinking, well, I'm basically going to get a bunch of spare bits that I can put in here, which I still can use them in it. If I lose one, I absolutely have to have one, but I can't store them in the handle on that. But you get all these bits right here packaged. They're all labeled pretty decent, so you make sure you put them back in the right spot. That's pretty nice. And then in the handle itself, a little bit smaller handle, probably a little bit bigger than the 4-in-1, but it's also got that spinning top, the same as all the rest of the Klein screwdrivers that are this type. And then it also has a reversible shaft, so you can take and have a shorter screwdriver, put your bit in there, or you can take and you can flip this around and get a longer screwdriver and put your bit in there and have a little bit longer shaft. And I think this one says that it's magnetized on the cover as well. So yeah, you get a little bit of magnetism with it also. So 2 Klein precision screwdrivers. Again, this one normally was going to run you like, I think it was 36 bucks. I ended up getting this one for $9 at Home Depot. It was the last one that they had, and they even had the 14-in-1, I think, or something like that next to it for like $3 or $4 or something. I wish they were completely out of that. I didn't get to get that, or I'd have bought all of them, because those are typically the ones that I put in my service bag. I don't know what I'm going to do with this one. This one's probably going to end up being a garage edition in my toolbox, because I just don't know that I want to carry around all these, this in a tool pouch or something like that. I could keep it in my truck, I guess. But again, I bought it thinking for one, it was $9, and also I thought, well, maybe I'll be able to use all these bits inside of there, and that's not the case, but still a good deal, I think, for $9. And the last tool that I bought was this Milwaukee M18 job site radio. This one's the 2952-20. I think it's the newest of the M18, but I'm not real sure. This was the deal of the day one day for $159 with a 5-amp-hour battery and a charger. And then I had a 10% off coupon, so I think I ended up getting it for like $151 after tax or something like that. And then basically I'm going to put this on Facebook Marketplace. I'm sure I can sell it for at least $100. So I'll end up getting this radio for 51 bucks. Now, typically, and I'm still going to only use my M12 pretty much in my work truck, because I like the size of it. You can see here it fits extremely well in my truck. The sound on the M12 one is great. I don't have a problem with that. This one's pretty much going to stay in my garage up here on my shelf, as you can see here. So I'm going to end up using this one in my garage, and then I'll sell my little Bosch 12-volt one I've had for quite some time. I'm going to go ahead and sell it on Facebook as well. So if I sell that for anywhere near $50, I'll basically be swapping out this radio with that one for free. So that's why I went ahead and bought this one. I think it might actually even be in the deal of the week this week. So if I post it before that, if I post this video before that ends up running out, that might be available to you still. So again, I think it's one of those deals where I wouldn't have paid $159 for this unless I needed this battery or something like that, or if I couldn't sell this. I didn't pay $159 for this. By the time it's all said and done, I'll either get this for $50 or I'll get it for $10 or free, depending upon how much I sell that Bosch radio for. So that's why I picked it up. It's got pretty good sound. Again, I'm not going to probably use it here for when I don't even have a battery in it, and then you get into the whole YouTube and music in your videos, and then they demonetize you, and it doesn't really do you any good because you're just hearing it as it was recorded through my iPhone and then through your TV. So what the sound's going to sound like is nothing like whatever you're going to hear it, but it does sound pretty good. It has Bluetooth as well. It's supposed to reach up to 120 feet. And again, it's just not a radio. It's not really a tool, in my opinion, that you can review for other than going over the settings. So equalizer, Bluetooth, AM, FM, and then it also has a USB-C charging port over here, and you can use your 18-volt batteries, or it comes with a cord to plug it in. So that's basically the main features. It's definitely a lot louder than my M12 one, a lot bigger. So I will have this in my garage, and then in the case that maybe I'm doing a big job outside somewhere, or somewhere where it's a totally empty space, and I'm spreading myself all over the whole entire house, I can easily take this out of my garage, throw it in my truck, and then use this one instead of my M12. But I think it's a good deal, and again, it might still be going on right now on Home Depot for that Pro Deal of the Week if you want to check it out. But let me know in the comments below if you've got this radio, what you think about it as well. I really love my M12 one. If I had to pick one to keep in my truck all the time because of the size, I think it's a great radio. And, I think it was even on sale too as well, but I already had that one, so I didn't get it. But those are kind of some of the new tools that I picked up in the last little bit, just small tools that I think, again, don't make a good video in themselves. Just ran through them. If you need more information on any of them, drop them in the comments below. Let me know what those questions are. And then also let me know what new tools you've been picking up lately. Maybe there's something out there that I'm missing. Let me know what those are as well. But I hope you got something out of this video. Hope it was useful. Hope it was interesting, if nothing else. But as always, stay safe. Have a blessed day. See you on the next video.